Chapter 10, Official Grade Labeling and Identification. Several requirements must be met before packaged eggs may be grade labeled with the official grade shield. The eggs must be graded by and identified under the supervision of a licensed grader. The eggs may be graded by an authorized company employee, but then must be check graded by the supervising grader. Eggs to be packed in packages and marked U.S. grade AA, U.S. grade A, or U.S. grade B must be packed from eggs of current production. Current production means that the eggs are not older than 30 days when packed. Once packed and shipped for consumer sales, officially graded and identified eggs may not be regraded, repackaged, or redated. Eggs must be packed in establishments meeting the facility and operating requirements set forth in the USDA regulations. The greatest use of the grading program is the grade labeling of individual consumer packages of eggs to inform consumers of the quality. The regulations provide for the approval of grade labels that are used in the program. The grade mark used on official graded product is contained in a shield design, figures 54, 54, 55, and 56. The shield contains the letters USDA and the grade. The size may also appear in the shield. The shield is usually printed in a prominent place on the consumer package. Under the federal state grading program, provisions are made for the grade identification of the packaged product, whether packaged bulk in 15 or 30 dozen cases, 1 dozen carton, or other consumer-sized packages. Usually the official grade mark is applied to cases of bulk packed eggs by means of a rubber stamp, figure 57. The stamp also specifies the date the eggs were graded and the plant number. When packed in cases, each case is sealed with either paper or plastic tape, and the stamp is placed on one end of the case, partially on the tape and partially on the case or adjacent to the tape. When using the official grade mark, the date of grading corresponding to the consecutive calendar day of the year when the eggs were actually packed into the consumer package must also be shown on the package. The use of expiration dates on consumer packages by the packer or retailer is optional. When used, the expiration date must bear an appropriate qualifying prefix such as EXP, or pre-printed statement such as sell by, not to be sold after date on top or end, or last sell date on end. Figure 58. All expiration dates are calculated from the date the eggs are packed into the consumer package and may not exceed 30 days, including the date of pack. Terminology such as used before or used by, best before, or other similar language generally indicates the maximum time frame for expected quality. The dates associated with these prefixes must be calculated from the date the eggs are packed into the consumer package and may not exceed 45 days, including the date of pack. The USDA sample grade stamp, figure 59, is used to identify shipping containers of loose packed or cartoned eggs that were not packed under USDA supervision. The words USDA sample grade and the grade AA or A or B designated indicate that a representative sample of the lot meets the grade requirements. The date of grading and the number of the official plant where the product was sample graded by USDA are also shown. If not sample graded in an official USDA plant, the samples show a grade number instead of a plant number. The USDA lot stamp, Figure 60, is used on containers of eggs to be identified with a consumer grade mark at a later date. The eggs are to be processed under continuous USDA supervision and must meet all the processing requirements outlined in the regulations. The lot number used in the stamp is the consecutive day of the year the eggs were packed. The number of the plant where the eggs have been processed is also shown. The USDA contract compliance stamp, Figure 61, is used to identify shell eggs which comply with written contract or specification requirements. The eggs may or may not have been processed and graded in an official USDA plant depending on the terms of the contract. Compliance is determined on a sample grade basis by either a resident grader or a fee grader. The date of grading or a certificate number appears in the stamp, as well as a plant or grader number. A grading certificate should accompany the eggs upon delivery. The USDA graded for export stamp, Figure 62, is used to identify product packed for export shipments under the Export Enhancement Program or for commercial export sales. The eggs may or may not have been processed and graded in an official plant depending on the terms of the contract. Compliance is determined on a sample graded basis by either a resident grader or a fee grader. A grading certificate is provided and should accompany the eggs upon delivery. The certificate number appears in the stamp as well as a plant or grader number. In lieu of stamping each case, some truck shipments of officially graded consumer packaged or loose eggs may be sealed by the grader and the seal number recorded on a grading certificate. The buyer and seller rely on the certificate to give the grade and percentages of the various qualities of the eggs in the shipment. The USDA official certified as stated on certificate stamp Figure 63 is used on containers of shell eggs that have been certified as disease-free for condition or for other types of certification where the grade and size are not referenced on the certificate. The certification information is recorded on a certificate and the certificate number is shown in the stamp. The USDA certified pasteurized stamp, Figure 64, is used to identify pasteurized eggs that have been processed in accordance with established pasteurization processing requirements. The produced from blank shell egg stamp, Figure 65, is used to identify pasteurized eggs that have been produced from officially graded eggs identified as U.S. Consumer Grade A or Grade AA.